You know, there are conversations in most African homes across Africa that are taboo, all the way from Cape Town to Cairo. And I've been thinking about the need to start having these conversations. For these very lovely, able audience who are watching, who are fantastically brilliant, those who do not know, I feel impressed to talk about the black tax. Black tax simply means, it's a colloquial to mean, the Africans' incessant need to have the very one child in a family who has broken through economically to support everybody else, from your mother, your father, your auntie who fell off a tree. Cheki auntie Jena ameanguka kwa mapera, you know, to your sijui donkey mekatakatwa na ubogo. Ubogo ameua Simba. And Simba is like a donkey who carries.
I tell you what, by the first child, I think you mean the first child who gets money.
Yes.
In a family.
Yes, the first child and only child who has money.
Yeah.
Say you found your first work at Equity Bank.
Yes.
And now everything is lumped on you.
Yeah.
From the Luo community where I come from, it's frowned upon to even contemplate and look at it as burdensome. But not just the Luo community, about supporting your family members, from your parents to your siblings. But not just the Luo community. I've had the good fortune to travel, and with my friends, Dacias all the way in South Africa, would have incessant calls from relatives from Limpopo, or Kualanga, calling and saying, you know, you are the only one working, brah. Yes, we need money. Yeah. So it becomes a vicious circle. Matter of fact, it's so strenuous that we are now referred to as the sandwich generation. Yes. Because we have our present families to take care of. Like you have a young family, a wife and a kid coming soon. Yeah. And you have the former family generation in your father and mother. And then you have you to feed. So you are in the middle with your wife and your family. There's your former generation in dad, mom, and maybe grandfather and auntie, sister, shosho, auntie yako. And then there's the future of the kid to take care of. Yeah. So this generation, which you and I are in, are really, really, really sucked dry. But because of the incessant problems people have.
But I tell you what, are we in these positions, especially as Africans, because of just where we are in life? You get what I'm saying? Like as Africans, you know our history. You know, yes. We've not had, we haven't been, money is a fairly new thing in Africa. We never used to have, money came the other day, you know, with my parents' generation and that. So now we just happen to be in a situation where I have to support you if you're my dad, all right? Or if you're my elder, or if you're a guy under me, I have to support you because not many of us have it.
No, but I think while that is true, there's bits of it that are brought about by poor planning. Like you can have a relative, even a sister, whose talent is popping babies. Cheki nimejifungua mtoto, mapata, on your salo. So like, I'm just trying to finish your 9th child's school fees. You are pregnant again. So you see, part of it is also poor planning. Or a mother, and I love all mothers, or a mother who has made you their retirement plan. Cheki, mimi niko na Obongo, Owuga, Owala, and John. And especially from the African perspective, in fact, it is frowned upon that you can even detest that thought. Yeah. So that your mother thinks when she retires, you're going to take her to the hospital, feed her, so they don't make any plans whatsoever.
You're their plan.
You are their plan.
In fact, they say get children so they take care of you.
Yes, you start praying, check, akisia kwekwe anze kunilipia nyumba juu inapewa pressure. And the kid is just 4 years old. So it's just like, hence you see people in the streets of Nairobi with their kids begging for money. Yeah. Because kids now become sort of like an income generating thing.
I think sometimes it's just a genuine situational problem.
Every time you fail to strategize, you experience tragedy. Every time. Success and failure, as I keep saying to you, are both predictable and intentional. No one ever, since I started watching the Olympics, ever won and got shocked. Check it! Hey! What? No one ever wins the Olympic by mistake. Because it's very intentional. They practice for so long until they win.
But how do you practice for
things? Your emergency is not my problem. You need to understand that.
It depends who you are, though.
No.
You appreciate the fact that it depends on your situation.
I understand that it depends on somebody's situation. But Africans are perpetually in emergency. Realize this, that after educating your 9th child, okay, to go to school, your sister's 9th child, there's always a 10th one, After that, there'll be muguu ya mtoto imevunjika. There's only like problems are perpetual. So this is what I would do. Not that I am mean or in anything, or in any case, not advocating for helping. But I think we need to put a cap to it. So that you say, so it's not abusive. How about I have X amount of money set out for family emergencies? X for my mother, then X for family emergencies. So that you are not perennially running in debt or even taking loans.
So you're saying...
Like I know a friend of mine who's building a house for his dad. I think that's a weird exercise in fertility. This old man is maybe in his 70s. I'm not wishing him bad luck, but the chances that he's going to enjoy a big permanent structure. That is umizaing this guy. Umizaing is French for burdening this guy. He's gotten a loan. He's been doing the house for the last 2 years. Himself, he lives in the city and he doesn't have a house of his own. Shouldn't the dad have a good frame of mind to say, take that money, you are the younger person coming up and your kids are going to
But that has to come from the dad.
No, I think we need to start. The reason we're having this conversation is that as young people, we need to start interrogating some of the financial decisions we make.
I think the only way to correct it then is from us going forward. All right, like you, for instance, you have to now, since you know these things, you have to now sit down and plan so that your kids, when they're born...
No, even you now, instead of taking your savings and sending to an uncle who is nice, why don't you say, uncle, my budget enyewe imefinyikana. Let's do this. For now, nimefinyikana. How about, now think about it. Think about it. How about next month? See, you have a stipend you put aside for emergencies and mapera accidents. So how about next month? You say, let me slot you in on the 5th. And then you send him from that. Because you need financial discipline. When I learned that success happens not by accident, but by consistency, in the case of me losing my weight, I've become very intentional about money. Like I can't just now move over and take in a bamba mazi. Check his pay chupa. I can't do that because now and then you'll be locked. Your house will be locked. Like there's a neighbor of mine I know who throws mad parties, and every month he has problems with the landlord. Yes, he's like nitakupea, and he was throwing huge bottles of. So yeah, so if you don't plan here, it's going to affect there.
But let me tell you, it's a tough thing in Africa. Do you know that in Kenya the remittances from the diaspora are even going up?
That's true.
Like that just shows that is like we are depending on these guys who are.
Which is bad because we are regurgitating poverty. That's why I was saying, if your parents, God forbid, have never built a structure, and then they were like, oh, we took you to school, and your sister or brother who's older than you will be like, unajua nilichangia school fees yako. So there's a void. They've created a void. Nobody has recompensed the money they've used. Then now you again, you're investing in liabilities by having 15 children who you can't take care of. In fact, this thing of sahani na sinia ya mtoto is something we really need to start thinking about. Kids don't come with plates. That's a terrible thing that this guy is saying about. So we need to be aware that kids will eat your food for a long time. In fact, like you, when did you move out of your mother's house?
I think when I was 25.
Can you imagine? You ate your mother's food for 25 years. So you have to be ready to be feeding somebody for 25 years. So you can't have 5 kids and then just hope check it. Watch our quick kama miti. They're not.
It's going to be a hard thing to change.
But it's a good thing to think about.
It's a very tough way.
I don't want to laden my kids with.
But I tell you what, it has to start. I don't think we can correct upwards. Like there's no old man who'll be watching this video and say, watch any change because of this.
Of course, yes.
But it has to be from us going down. Like you hate that flat maneno. You have to jenga a flat.
What flat?
See, I was telling you to build a flat for your future. This guy was telling me at him he can't build a flat. He didn't like those investments. You have to build a flat.
No, you can't invest. There are so many ways. But you see, that's a very one linear way of thinking. When you can only make money from flats.
No, but it was.
See, people make millions from curtains or these things like this. We can't all own flats.
That's not like this thing at the age of 62.
No, you can at the age of 35 on to your 82. Kentucky fried chicken in his 90s, and he became a billionaire. So you want him to stop chicken and build flats? That is a weird way of thinking.